everyone, it's Sweeter Things Cookies, and I'm here with you today to take it back to the basics. When you're starting to decorate with royal icing, it can seem really complicated, but it really doesn't need to be. In order to be successful in really decorating your sugar cookies and making them look professional, you really need to nail the consistency of the icing. So check out how to make a flooding icing consistency, thick and poofy, and everything you need to get your base layer perfect.
So when we're starting out with our icing, we actually want it to be quite thick. So you can see it's holding its own and it's really stiff. This is great for when you're wanting to make the details, and we're going to break it down from here into a flooding consistency. These are the two colors that I decided. They're color gels by Wilton. I can link them below so that you can take a look at them. You can get them at Michael's if you're in Canada, Bulk Barn, on Amazon, many places to get it. I think this is every cookie decorator or even cake decorator's least favorite part is mixing the icing, but we got to do it to get those colors and the consistency. So I added a lot of water to this stiff icing because when you're flooding, you need it to be runny, but not to the point that it's translucent. We want it to be a little bit thinner than a toothpaste consistency is what I try to aim for. I also am showing you what flooding looks like, or the consistency of a flooding icing for if you want to use one consistency for the whole cookie. As a beginner, you can have a stiffer consistency for the outline and then a thinner one for the center of the cookie for flooding, but personally, I just like to mix one color one time, get it done with, and have one consistency for the entire cookie. So you can see here, the icing is starting to run. We're seeing that it's still thick and poofy, but it looks like it's all melding together. That's what you want to start looking for. I added a bit more water in between these clips, but now you can see how it's starting to melt together. When I'm moving it around, it's going with the spoon, it's making those lines, but it's folding into itself essentially. This is a great icing consistency if you want to use the flooding for the outline and the inside of the cookie at the same time. So a little trick for anyone who is a beginner, once you've mixed your icing, you do want to let it sit for a little bit so that the air bubbles will come to the surface and won't be in your cookies while you're trying to decorate. I put a damp paper towel over top of it, wait usually around 8 minutes, and then here you can see the air bubbles have come to the top. So to get it out of it, you can do a little bit of a shake, or you can hit it a little. The other thing that you can do is take your spatula over the top of the icing layer to try and break the bubbles up, which you'll see me do in a second. I do a combination of both just to make sure all of my T's are crossed and I's are dotted, but you can do either or, you don't need to do both. At this point, we are getting our cup and our tipless bag ready so that we can put the icing inside. This is just a nice little tip for any beginners. I find it's the cleanest way to move your icing into the bag. You don't get it on the counter. It's really easy to control. So I just scoop it up and put it right into the bag there in the cup, and you'll find that it's very quick actually. So now that I have it all in the bag and I'm about to tie it up, you can see some of the air bubbles in there. That's why I'm massaging it a little bit to get rid of those air bubbles while I have it untied. And I'm about to grab a little elastic to put on the end because the icing bag is too full. And if you don't tie it up, it will come out of the top. So I have this little Wilton bag tie. You can use it to just tie around the notch, but I use it like an elastic essentially, and that gives you your icing bag and you're ready to start decorating. So this is the fun part, the cookie decorating with the turnstile and scribes. You can see the icing I am using as an outline. Just as I said in the video, for the one consistency, it works for both. And you can see from that tiny glob there, it is still very poofy, but it settled into itself, which is the aim of a royal icing flooding consistency. So at this point, I'll let you just enjoy watching it get flooded. And that's that. We just need to do a little bit of a shake to help it get settled into itself. There was a little sugar crystal that made that one part a little more purple, so I just mixed it all in together, and you'll see it is now smooth and a beautiful cookie ready for the rest of the decorating, which I'll have to show you in another video at another time. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my other